What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Mike. If you have not seen any of my videos, this reading is going to be on the Taurus. Let's see what we got. Alright, the first one we have is become inimitable. Just figure out, I'll learn what this word means. And this is kind of like comparing it, like basically you're going to become impossible to copy or to mock or to, to follow. Well, not to follow, but to copy, right? You're going to be so unique, or you're going to be doing things in such a unique way. You're going to be doing your own thing, right? Meaning, throughout life, you guys are going to be doing your own thing. For the Taurus family, you're going to be starting to be so unique. Nobody could copy you. Nobody could. I remember one time I was working at a job, right? I was working, not at a job. I don't want to say it like that. I was working as a produce guy that puts out the vegetables and stuff at the grocery store, right? But what's funny is everything I seem to do, I try to be the best, not be the best of everybody else, but be the best that I could be, right? So I was just, doing me. I was like, yo, give me, I was just, because I didn't have nobody anytime. I wasn't in a relationship. Nobody was at my house. I was like, let me just, work, whatever. I had nothing else to do. So I was like, might as well work, right? So I'm just, making new ways. I'm stacking potatoes. I'm learning different things. And then you'll have like other people be so mad or whatever. They be so like, in their feelings because they was probably there for longer than me or whatever. But I came, I showed up, I did what I was supposed to do. I didn't try to waste nobody's time. I didn't try to make problems with the company or nothing like that. So that's where I was ahead of the game, and they felt some way because I was only there for a couple months, and they, they felt some way about it. But you become so, my bad about the screen, guys. You become so good, or not so good at it, but so, driven in your craft that you become unique. Nobody could have done what I was doing. Nobody was willing to do what I was doing. Nobody was willing to put in 60 hours or, not have no social life. Nobody was doing that. So you become unique in everything you do. That doesn't mean you have to work hard or whatever. It just means that you following your own passion and your own uniqueness. Nobody else gonna be able to copy you, right? So that's what that means. I know I dragged that along. I just want to give you guys a little storyline with that, right? It's pretty funny. It came to my mind. All right, next one we have is leave the past behind. Now, I always say this, right? Nobody's saying you can't reflect on it or can't communicate with it or can't have conversations about what you went through, because that is a form of therapy. In fact, it is a form of motivation as well, because remember where you're from, let you know that, okay, I'm not going back them routes and I'm doing things differently, so I'm going to make sure I don't go back that route, you know what I mean? Or I can avoid those situations that I didn't before, So leave the past behind just means you're not dragging it on. Like, you're not, oh man, my people don't love me. And then you're allowing it to affect your future. See, that's where it messes up at. So leave the past behind in that indication, right? For my Taurus, make sure that you guys not allowing your past to affect what you got going on in the future, your blessings to come in the future, right? Scared center, right? I always look at this like a balance card, right? As you guys can see, there's cool on the left hand. I think it's left hand. There's cool on this side, hot on this side. It's like a balance, you know what I mean? It's like pain and pleasure, right? You go through a pain moment, you end up receiving pleasure. It balances the energy out. You gotta have balance in your life. This doesn't mean that your life's got to be a structured way, a certain way that you gotta have this much time. But it's more so like have breaks in between when you work. Have time, spend time with your loved one. Just kind of take a break in between those things. A lot of people, or a lot of us, I should say, collectively, we get so caught up in one thing. It's like finances, right? We get so caught up in making money, we forget how to have fun. We forget how to enjoy ourselves. We get caught up in working hard. We forget how to relax. We get caught up in relaxing. We forgot we still got to go to work, or we still got to, handle business. So it's like just having that balance. I like to just personally, I like to like in between that, like my work sessions, I say I go eat breakfast, I listen to some music, get myself back on track. I try to take a break. I make sure I take a break. After this, I make sure I relax. So it's just like you wanna, as you're working hard, you also wanna relax the same way, or at least implement. Don't forget to implement these simple necessities you need. You need a break. You need to relax your mind. You need to meditate. You need to do all these things. And this doesn't mean that you're going to die if you don't do these things. It's just a matter of, it helps the progress of continuing. Like for me, I have videos I have to do, right? in order for me to get those out officially, I have to tell myself, look, Micah, like I have to mind trick myself. I'm not saying mind trick myself to say that it's terrible, I don't want to do them, but it's a matter of consistently working. It's different when, you know, when you're doing a couple of things or whatever, but when you're consistently working, like you guys ever work a long hour shift, or, you know, these videos take time. So if you're working a long hour shift, you want to probably get up and go do something else, whatever, but you still have a goal that you told yourself. Like my passion for me completing my goal is far more bigger than if I get a little sleepy or things like that, or I hit a little yawn or whatever, right? So I just want to let you guys know that having that balance, you know, make sure if you're gonna work hard, make sure you relax. You know what I mean? Make sure that you guys are getting some sleep, getting enough sleep. Allow your body to rest. You know, allow your mind to rest as well. You know, educate yourself. If you're gonna be speaking on things, make sure that you're educating yourselves on the topic that you're speaking on. If you're a mechanic, make sure that you guys are, you know, understanding what you're doing, understanding why you're involved. All of these things we need to bring back, but mostly balance. And basically it's just not allowing yourself to overwork to a point where you never get a chance to spend time, or you never was able to do something, you know? So death came off for you guys. Where's the dying off, right? Because I already know, I feel like as soon as people hear that, they're like, who's dying? Like, no, but what it means is, for me, on my channel, I associate with always dying off. This could be a person, but we're not going to speculate on that too much, because I don't know, right? We're gonna speak on always be dying off, because we're gonna be focused on our personal reading. So you're always gonna be dying off as you adapt these new situations. Now, as I do watch some YouTubers or some movies and things like that, I try to just take intake everything that I can from it. But however, like when I'm working, I'm trying to read. I'm doing a lot more reading and things like that. But I'm saying all of that to say, like, where I'm getting my information from, I feel like it's pretty valid, so I share with you guys, right? And my ill way is, like, as far as like me getting procrastinating on my phone and things like that. Now I use my phone as a tool rather than a distraction. So I was guilty of it at one point, you know what I mean? And I'm possibly gonna be guilty of it in the future. You know, nobody's perfect. We're probably gonna mess up here and there, but it's about just, you know, kind of trying your best and doing your best to try to grow in life. You know, it's not about being perfect. Life is not about you know, trying to be perfect or trying to be better than nobody, but it's about being the best self that you could be, right? So this comes down to just your early way dying off, and this just comes from us having enough passion and enough willingness to want that to happen, right? We have to want it to happen for it to happen. We have unleash your kindness self. This is like throughout situations that you might go through, you might face. Understand this, right? You're gonna always have to use or I should say, it's best to always try to use your mindset. You know what I mean? Like, I spoke on this in the last couple of videos. There's gonna be people in your life or in your area or in your aura that's going to try to piss you off. That's going to try to knock you out of your character, knock you off your game. Don't want to see you win in life and things like that. And it's important to recognize that first and foremost, because once you recognize that, you can know your best self. When I say kindness, I'm talking about your best self. Bring out your best self. So if it's an altercation with somebody that typically don't want you to win, you're feeding into what they're trying to obtain. Nobody's saying you can't defend yourself and, you know, give your 2 cents. But once you realize, okay, the altercation happened, next time around, you know what I'm saying? Just if you can avoid that person or, you know, maneuver a certain way, or move a certain way, then move a certain way. And it's not about being scary and none of that. It's just, you already know these type of people. They're typically for that, you know. And I know we face that a lot, you know, family, friends, relationships, all of that, exes, things like that. So you want to move correctly, right? So as I said, throughout altercations or throughout certain situations, you get that we are put in, you know, or we put ourselves in. We gotta start to think ahead of the game before, like, think steps ahead of the person that's trying to, you know, try to mess you up, or, you know, think steps ahead of if you're working at a, you know, a certain job and you start seeing things go a certain way, you can get up out of there before you get fired, because once you get fired, you guys know how you try to get another job, and it's kind of hard because your resume has pretty much been tampered with. So it's just things like that we gotta think. And you see, I be throwing out examples to you guys because I want you guys to think way more than just black and white. I want you guys to think more than just, and I'm not talking about race, I want you guys to think more than just what is being shared. Feel in order to know, right? This comes from, like, situation where you have to sometimes go through experiences in order to really understand what's going on. I could sit there and tell you guys all day and every day about this and this and that, but some things you might have to go through yourself, you know what I mean? And then when you even, let's say you watch this video today, right, and you don't really understand what's going on, or you know what I'm saying, but you don't really feel what I'm saying, you know what I mean? Until you actually go through it. And then you're like, whoa, you watch it again for some miraculous reason that pops up in front of you. And then you see it again and you're like, wow, that's crazy because now I relate to it. You know, it's like different. It's a whole different vibe. So some things you're going to have to feel in order to know and understand. Know your worth, right? You can set your value to however you associate yourself. I like to say, well, I know my limitations. I know what I can do and I know what I can't do just from off experience. If now you don't know what you can and cannot do until you try it. You know what I mean? That's first and foremost. You don't know if you can be a business owner, or you don't know if you can open up real estate or open up a grocery store until you actually go through it and until you try it. And then you can know where you're good and where you're not good at. You know, and I just say that because I just want to give a general description of what I'm trying to say to you guys. So you're gonna know your limitations and things like that. Once you understand where you're from, where you are in life, you can kind of know, okay, what I need to do, and the work on points. You know, this is not really about you can do something. It's just about working on points. It's just about knowing something that you need to work on, right? And once we know something we need to work on, and we know the steps we need to take to work on these things. Like for me, when I was growing up, I wasn't really a good reader. So getting older, I read a lot more than I was when I was in like elementary or primary school or whatever wherever your country is. These smaller grades after kindergarten, right before middle school. So around that time, that's when I just picked up on a lot of reading. After the moments where I realized I struggled, and with classes and stuff. Once you realize, okay, you've been put in classes. Okay, the school's saying this and that, and I know a lot of people say, well, the school system and. My point is, when I realized for myself that I wasn't comprehending the best way I could, as growing up, I started to read more. So I just try to strengthen my weaker points, And I knew it's not about what other people thought of me, but I knew for myself because it was hard for me to comprehend what was being said, what was being read, I should say. So yeah, moving forward, just know your worth, and this is gonna help you know your points to work on, my Taurus, right? King Arthur, right? Everybody has a story, and King Arthur is one of the best stories I've heard. You guys know about the sword. If you don't know, it's a sword in the stern. He was the only one able to pull it. This is like your life, right? A lot of people's gonna not understand why you're living the way you're living, or why your situation is different, and it's not for them to understand. You know what I mean? It's just not for them to understand. So you're gonna live your own life according to how God's planned it for you. You have your own storyline, you have your own situation, you have your own battles that you face on a day-to-day basis. Continue to fight those battles. Continue to, like I said, analyze everything differently than what is just being shown. This is going to bring out so much more, like, you're going to start seeing life differently. I promise you will, right? Just follow along and just take notes. Just be noted of everything that's going on in your surroundings, right? Have a unique story as King Arthur did. And you guys are gonna work yourself out. Everything's gonna work itself out with time, right? Just want to give you guys that last little advice before I go, before we end this reading. This is gonna finish up the reading on the Taurus. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Like, share, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. If you'd like to see more of this content, hit the post notification button, and that lets you know exactly when I drop another video. I'll be trying. Well, most likely I will be dropping I'm scheduled. I won't say scheduled, but supposed to be dropping a video on each zodiac sign every day, so I just want to let you guys know that you will come back, check out the other videos, and yeah, keep it pushing. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I will see you guys on the next spiritual video.